Hi and welcome to this video, and in this video I want to go through a lot of the feelings and things, thoughts, your inner world, what that looks like after you've been narcissistically abused by your own mother, because it leaves you in a really tough state in your inner world. It's really hard to navigate, and it's really it may make you feel very alone, very wounded, very as if you're to blame, which you've been told the whole time probably. So let's go to there and to show you that this is normal things that people feel and experience, so that you can see that this is part of the picture of the narcissistic abuse you have endured. So what does it feel like? If I think about what I was like myself when I came out of my teenage years and into my early 20s, and then, you know, there is the beginning of your life and you have to make choices around things like, what are you going to do for a living? What would suit you, and so on. Well, that is really difficult to know when you've grown up with a narcissistic mother, simply because you've never been allowed to be who you truly are. She hasn't been interested in seeing and supporting you in developing yourself. You've only been interesting to her in the way that she wanted you to be. So and you've developed into that to protect yourself. So that means that you've lost, you need to rebuild and strengthen the connection to yourself, which would have been done over years earlier in your upbringing for a normal child. But now you're lost, you're confused, you don't know, perhaps. And there's also a lot of messages that you've had around who do you think you are? A lot of put downs. So perhaps you also have things that you do know that you would like, but then there's always you can't just go with what you want to do, because you're so used to having put downs around it that it blocks you from actually going through with it. So you also feel, really, it's very common to feel very worthless, like really I'm in the way of people, I don't deserve to take up this space, my opinion doesn't matter, I don't matter, I'm in the way, and holding yourself back with other people because of this worthlessness, that you don't feel that you matter, that you don't feel that you mean anything. And this worthlessness is, of course, a result of having been treated as if you were worthless, because that's how she's treated you. She's only been self-interested, not seen you, not been there for you. What does a child learn? They learn that they don't mean anything, that they're not good enough, that they're worthless. There's also a sort of dynamic with it, where your narcissistic mother always needed to be one up on you. She always needed to be the most attractive. She always needed to be the most knowing. She always needed to be better and on every level. So this worthlessness also has kept you perhaps safe from challenging her in any way. But it's going to be a major block in your life in terms of relationships and anything, basically. So let's talk about it and see where it's coming from, and normalize it so that you can face it head on and start to work your way out of it. It's very common to struggle with feelings, because there's been a lot of trauma, a lot of overwhelming feelings. There's a lot of things that maybe you've been alone, you haven't been able to actually feel it fully, so you repressed it, so it can be triggered. for some of us, we have an attachment pattern where we get a lot of feelings. We get thrown around in our feelings. We don't often understand our feelings. And the other version of it is when you down regulate your feelings to survive, so you don't feel so much because that's better for you in growing up with your mother. So then you don't know what you feel. You don't feel so much. So this is really difficult. If you don't know yourself and if you don't know how you feel, how are you going to navigate in your life in the best way then? That makes it really, really difficult. But there are ways to undo this damage. Part of it is like this video, to like show you how this is related. But you, in general, you do come out feeling like, looking at others are happy, others manage relationships, others are secure, others can assert themselves, others can set boundaries, others can say what they feel, and so on. These are all things that you struggle with. So you feel less than, you feel like others are better than you. And yeah, with your worthlessness, you feel like, I shouldn't take up space, because she's shown you you're in the way, you're not good enough, you've been criticized, you've been belittled, so you end up like shrinking, and that becomes your normal, like scared, shrinking, feeling really bad, feeling really alone, feeling full of shame. The shame is right under the surface. There's something wrong with you. You may have been, things like you may have been subjected to so many situations which weren't right, which other people perhaps saw, which just caused so tremendous shame in you, because just because of other people seeing that you're so shameful that you get treated like this. So that's how it becomes in a child. It's not safe for the child to see the reality. So the reality to the child then becomes that there's something wrong with me, I'm shameful. So just having normal needs and being shamed for them. Just going to, there are so many shaming experiences that you can experience when you have a narcissistic mother that can really make you later on as an adult. It can trigger you and completely knock you out, basically. But you learn that my needs are a burden with meaning, and my feelings don't matter, meaning I'm a burden and I don't matter. And you also end up with, because you're emotionally abused badly over a long time, when you're the most vulnerable as a child and growing up, then you get a lot of problems from that, like I've just been talking about. And when you then show, these problems begin to show in that you don't look secure, you are hesitant, you do feel shame, and you're silent and quiet, and it's obvious that you're not being the child that looks good on your mother. So she gets angry, and then she starts criticizing you and being very unhappy with you, that you're not good enough because look at you, you are actually disgrace to her. So you even get blamed for the consequences of what the treatment that you've gotten. Things that you might be thinking about is things like, will I ever be normal? Will I ever be like others? Will I ever be able to be like others? Will I ever be able to be normal? Can I ever have a relationship? Because you feel so badly. You feel like it's just never going to be able to be this way for you. And there's also, for a lot of people, there's a sense of like, I'm so crazy. I'm so weird. I'm so dumb. I'm so odd. Nobody can understand me, and it's, in one way it's true, because others don't know the full picture and they only see maybe your struggles. So it doesn't add up and it doesn't make sense. But when you know the full picture, it does make a lot of sense. But it does make a lot of sense that you really struggle with relating to others, not knowing how to present yourself, not knowing how to be with others, be around them. And also like perhaps then making some mistakes, like saying the wrong thing, saying a strange thing. It's also like if you're scared around how you are, then often that just tends to like mess things up even more. So then that's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, that you then end up saying strange things. But the thing is, it's all coming from, there's nothing wrong with you. It's all coming from these injuries that you have. Why can't I have, like others have it easy, have joy, have, be able to interact with other people? What's wrong with me? That is things that people really wonder about, and then they blame themselves. There must be something wrong with me, because it's really, really hard to see that and understand that one's mother is narcissistic. I mean, for most of it, it takes decades to do that. Even people can find that out in their 60s, but that means that all these symptoms they've then probably been carrying and felt badly about themselves for this. There's also other things like having a narcissistic mother with all this pain. Sure, that can lie underneath depression, repeated episodes of depression, anxiety. There can be quite a few diagnoses that this can be underlying for. Because imagine with depression how sad you really are. It is incredibly sad that you've had a mother like this, unloved, going through emotional abuse. Nobody should have to do that, but you had. That is really, really sad. You haven't been able to express the unfairness. There's no way you could do that when you were a child, and so probably not now either. So it's no wonder that it's kind of, all of this has turned around into you and laid a lid of depression over it depresses your, like a lid over your life force and squashes you down into a depression. So what also a lot of people struggle with is a lot of guilt. You can't really navigate well in yourself and in relationships, and then others have put the blame on you, maybe in your family if you're a scapegoat. So you already take the blame that other people mirror to you. It's your fault when it isn't. So you get a disturbed picture of when you don't learn a healthy relationship dynamic around boundaries, around responsibility, around how much you should take and give, around these things. So you are vulnerable to lots of people take ownership of faults and take guilt upon themselves that they shouldn't really do. And having a narcissistic mother, there's a good chance that you might be attracting, or other narcissists are coming into your life later on. That is until you heal, because then that can shift. But you can easily be used by other people in this way. So it's basically very hard to navigate and to know yourself. So being scared of being around people, expecting people to treat you poorly, to use you, not respect you. That is common, and also you might experience that more, and because these people are also around us, and whereas other people would set a boundary, not put up with it, and then these people leave, you are much more vulnerable to staying in relationships like this until you heal and see it and start waking up more. It's also really hard to see good things. It's, you know, when you are so used to being badly treated and abused, it's really, really hard to be able to accept good things coming to you or even see them, because you don't expect them. So you're not naturally open to looking for them. So that can also cause then good people to actually not get the response from you, so that they do leave. So it can be hard when you project onto other people what you experienced, and then it's actually not true, though you perceive it that way, that it's true. But then there might actually be a good person on the other side who you just assume will also be an abuser. So this really can mess up your relationships, and there's a lot to become more aware of here, so that you can navigate better in relationships. But a lot of people don't know how to be in relationships, how to relate, how to present yourself. You're feeling like you're weird, you're crazy, you're dumb, you've got nothing to offer. Maybe you do strange things, say strange things. Yeah, if you don't know how to be, then you can feel really scared, and then you start saying strange things. Doesn't mean that you are strange though. It just means that you struggle with all of this. It's also very common to not know where normal boundaries go in terms of being able to protect yourself. I can remember that. I've taken a lot of risks. Fortunately, it didn't end so badly, but when I look at it now, I took a lot of risks. I gave a lot to other people I shouldn't have given to, because I didn't have to give that much the whole time, but I thought I did. Yeah, sure, I got taken advantage of a lot, but I didn't know how to protect myself. I stretched the boundaries for what I did, and I wish I'd treated myself better, but I had never learned it, which is now, it's a grief that I was actually this young woman not knowing any better. So I'm sure you can relate to this if you're still listening to this. So basically, your weak connection to true self means that it's really hard to be sure of anything. And then when you've been gaslit a lot by your mother, so maybe you've said something and then she said something else, making you question what you were saying and feeling and thinking. When you've had that a lot, then it becomes really hard to be with other people later on and have an opinion. So I can remember, and I've heard from other clients as well, like maybe you say something to a person, an opinion, and then you get unsure, so you back around 180 degrees and you say something completely different. This is also one of the effects of having a narcissistic mother. So in relationships, getting into risky situations, not protecting yourself, not standing up for yourself, giving too much, others taking advantage of you, you fawning and submitting, getting triggered so you're not able to do anything else but have an automatic submission response, perhaps, letting yourself be dominated, letting yourself be walked on without being able to stand up for yourself, not knowing where the boundaries are and how you set boundaries, how do you say no, and feeling really stupid about it, because most people would, most of us are resourceful still, even if we experience this, and we feel stupid when we can't be able to do these things that most people or a lot of people can. So so I hope that this has been helpful. I'm sure there's so much more. I'm just thinking now, like this, there's trauma, there's dissociation, there's like there's so many things, but I would love it if this has been helpful to you, if you would comment on what is like just very briefly, like without exposing yourself too much, and only if you feel okay about it, writing in the comments below what are some of the struggles that you really struggle with today, that you could, like, is it communication, is it guilt, is it anger over the way you were treated? What is the struggle that you struggle most with today? Because that really helps me as well in creating the videos and other ways of helping you. And also, I am creating a quiz. I created the quiz. It's a quiz to actually help you see a part of yourself. When we develop in the relationship with a narcissistic mother, she invalidates us. She dismisses us, our needs, our feelings. We don't matter. But the problem is that this can become a blind area for a lot of adults, which I see in my therapy practice, is that it's a blind area for a lot of people. They are unaware that they're doing it to themselves now. And that's why I created this quiz, so that you can, there's a link in the description below this video, and you can get that quiz, and that will show you different ways in which you could be invalidating yourself, so that you can get an eye for that and see if you're doing that, because that is one of the maintaining factors in relationships where you now yourself possibly perpetuate the injury that she caused to you. So in order for you to have a good relationship, healthy relationship dynamic today, then you need to end self-invalidation. And becoming aware of it is just like with food. Like, if you know what you're eating and what calories you're taking, that makes it straight away easier to change that a little bit. So this quiz might be very helpful to you, and I hope that this has been helpful to you. I'd love to see you again, so please subscribe if it has been, and yeah, love to see you again, and grab the quiz through the link if you want, and comment with what is most problematic for you at this time that you'd love to be able to find a solution to. Okay, all the best. Bye-bye.